Hello and welcome to another exciting Interprise integration plugin. Today I'm going to go over one of our latest plugins, which is our integration to Exchange. So if I log into Interprise and go into System Manager, what we find is we've assigned some new menu items under the Exchange Settings folder. If I go into Setup, we can see the parameters that I've used as defaults within the system. We've decided to use the technology, the OWA technology, using web services to integrate with Exchange, and that gives the user the flexibility to have their Exchange and their Interprise servers separate, potentially on separate LANs or just on separate servers. That way they could host one and keep the other one in the office. In here we specify the Exchange URL, so in my case it's owa.interprise.co.uk. The default sync period, this is in minutes, gives the user the ability to say how often their emails get synced and whether they use SSL or not. We'll also specify in here default folders that the user will get when they get created. Obviously they could change those. I can add new ones, so for example if I wanted to come in here and say I want to do a new subfolder within inbox. I don't want to as standard synchronize my inbox, but I do want to synchronize my Interprise email folder. Now when I create a user, they'll be the defaults that user gets. If I flip into my account, I can see I'm logged in as the basic user, and the basic user's attached to the Melanie.Parsons@Apex IT Exchange user account. I've got my mail server settings that pull through for my parameters, username, and then obviously Exchange logon. On my sync period, but I can change it per user, and I've also got a last sync date. What this does, this gives me the ability to backdate the last sync date, say for the 1st of January, and then what it will do is it will pull every email that I've had for the contacts that within Interprise database into Interprise from Exchange, so I've got essentially a history of what's gone on. So even if I create my user today, I could get my history for the last 12 to 18 months. The user can specify their own folders. Obviously I've got the defaults here, but I could overwrite those. Okay, if we just see this in action, so we'll go to orders. Okay, so I've got an order here. I'm going to send myself an order acknowledgement. So I'm emailing from Melanie Parsonage, and I'm going to email Carl.Jones. So I've basically sent that now, and now we're going to wait, and that will sync to Exchange. So now if we go and check this user from within Interprise, we can see we've got a new tab called Exchange Email, and we can see today that we've sent the email, this order acknowledgement, and double click it, it opens it and shows me the attachment as well. But more importantly, there's the email received into my Outlook. I'm going to respond. If we look in at OWA for Melanie, you'll see my sent items, there's the order acknowledgement that I've sent out, so it's gone via her email. And if we have a look in the inbox, you can see there's my response. And if I move that across into my Interprise email, because I don't sync my inbox, that gives the user the flexibility to either sync the mail or not sync the mail. We find out in a few ticks that it's synced. So if we now go and look back at the customer, we can see the Exchange Email tab. We've now got my response. If we just take a closer look at this pane, we can see we can expand up we can add a reading pane. So what that means is the user can actually flick through emails without having to actually drill down into them. We can also, just like everywhere in Interprise, we can do group by boxes. So at the minute it's group by date received, but I could group it by received or sent emails. I can obviously collapse these boxes, get rid of the reading pane, so we can see all our in items, all our out items, and we can do it on any of those columns in there. We've also, obviously this shows it for the whole customer, so if I have multiple contacts on this customer, I don't, that tab there would show all contacts. But if I double click on the contact and go to the contact tab, we've also got the tab here, and that will show for just this specific user. We've also added the tab onto supplier as well. Okay, hope that gives you a good insight into our new plugin. If you want any further information, you can contact the office on 0161 303 4320. I'll log out. Many thanks for your time.